What's up, guys? My name is Elektron, and today I'm going to show you how I made an awesome future bass drop in FL Studio instead of Logic. And I'm really pumped to finally get work out that's on FL Studio, because I bought FL Studio and it's just kind of been sitting, and I've been slowly learning it, but this is now day 5 that I have it, so I'm really rough around the edges with it. Like, I don't know how to do a lot of things that I'd like to know how to do, but I've been using it for like about a week, like I said, 5 days, and we're going to I'm going to show you how I did everything, and the way I did certain things, since I don't know how to do them other ways yet. So here, I'm going to play it, and then I'll walk you through how I made it. Alright, so a couple things. It does sound like trap, I know that, but if I were to make this a whole song, I would make it a future bass song. Because I made just a drop, sometimes it's tough to really kind of get that feeling you're going for. Well, at least for me, without the whole song. Like, I need to build a drop based off of what the song sounds like. Sometimes it's tough for me to just build the drop. That's why it ended up sounding more like trap, but I would still call this future bass, because if I made it a full song, it would be future bass. So first thing I want to start out with is like what you see here. So these regions here will be all my drums, my hi-hats, and stuff like that. Just all percussion. My kick is in there also. Synths, obviously, is my synths. Down here is also more synthesizers, and then this is my lead right here. And then all this extra shit you see is my side chaining. I didn't side chain the way I would in Logic, and that's with the compressor. I side chained with volume automation, and if you could see, like, these dips, all these dips are where a kick hits. And these automations here are mostly volume automations. I think there's a couple wet knobs on the reverb automations for, you know, nice ducking. But as far as side chaining goes, that's how I did that, and I will show you how I did that more in depth. So, fuck. I guess I'm not using this thing. Hold on. I wasn't gonna use it, but I guess I'll use it to find the pattern I'm looking for. There we go. So the first lead, the lead that I used was this guy, and I'll solo this for you. So if you hear that, if you hear the side chaining going on there, that is just volume automation ducking every time a kick hits. And the preset that I used here was the 169 Star Child, plus a little bit of editing. I opened up all the sustained and decays on the mod envelopes. I left this decay here because it kept it cut off a little bit, and I wanted it cut off because then I jacked the resonance as you see here, and it made it really crispy in your ear. And if you look here, I also jacked the decay and sustain to make it a wide open sound rather than just the pluck that it originally was. And that's it. I really didn't touch anything else. Oh yeah, besides this, to make it bendy, the mono legato portamento. It's not mono legato, but it is portamento. So it kind of like bends. I was having trouble with the attack on it. It was like too hard. Like, it kind of sounded like really stabby. So I opened the attack, and that's interesting because I never had to do that on Logic. FL Studio, I would say, processes sound differently than Logic because everything does sound a little different. So that's the lead. Synths. So these are the synths. Oh yeah, wait, shit. I want to show you the piano roll. I named it Vogue because I was going to make a vocal lead, but I didn't because I was having trouble slicing up an acapella, so I'm going to do some more research into how to do that on FL Studio, and I will make a vocal lead. If I had the vocal lead going, this would sound less trappy than it sounds. But I couldn't get the vocal lead, so I just made this lead that kind of makes it really big room and trappy. But whatever, fuck it. It would have sounded awesome anyway. Either way. So this is the notes that I used for the lead. And before I move on to the next set of sounds, I want to show you that to automate this, I went to this fader because I wanted to automate. In FL Studio, whatever you want to automate, you actually have to go to it. You can't just pull down a drop-down menu like you can on Logic. You have to go to the thing you want to automate, and you can automate anything, and then you right-click it, create automation clip, and then what it does is on this part of your screen, a new automation clip will show up, and the one that is automating that lead would be this one. So if you see, I kind of had to make room for the kick, which kind of hits right here, and then I slowly opened it to make like a nice duck, and that's actually, it's really not that slow. I'm just zoomed in right now. It's actually really quick. It's not really a duck. It's just kind of like a side chain. This is more like the more wide open ones like this one are more ducky. And this one, see, this one's like a whole bar, not a whole bar, a whole quarter bar long. This is the bass automation right here. I was having smoothness issues on this one, that's why it looks so awkward, but I really enjoy automating with these automation. I really enjoy side chaining with these automation clips because you can really shape it the way you want it to. With a compressor, it's kind of like you set different parameters and you kind of make it do what you want according to your ear. This, you can actually see it, which I think is pretty interesting. You could do this in Logic too, but it's not as efficient as it is in this one, because this one you can click on it and then paint as many as you want out. Can't do that in Logic. You have to there's ways you can do it in Logic, but it's not nearly as efficient as that. What is more efficient in Logic is how quick you can automate. In FL Studio, it's not that quick. When anything to do with automation is not that quick, especially compared to Logic. So, synths. I have these background things right here. I'll show you what these sound like. Wait, what mixer was that? 6. So go to 6, solo it. So it's just a plucky synth sound. I added Panomatic to it, which kind of waves it in and out of each ear. And I'm going to ask you guys a question, anybody who uses FL Studio. Is there a way I can mess with the speed of it, not in milliseconds? I want it to sync to the song, so I can do one sound here, like I can do this in like 16ths or 8ths instead of milliseconds, because this is very not like according to rhythm. It's just like it's in milliseconds. So if you would know how to switch this to syncing to the song, that would be great if you can let me know that. But that's how I made it switch in and out of each ear if you listen closely. And then for reverb, I used Convolver. I don't really know much about Convolver at all. I don't know what the significance of it is according compared to the other reverb, Fruity Reverb. It sounds a little bit different. I don't know if that's the main difference of it though. So if somebody can let me know that too, that would be great. The fuck is that? Oh, I turned that off. I don't know why I just left it there. I turned it off. That was the old lead sound. So now I'm going to show you the bass and the kick. This bass line I made with Sylenth 1. And what is it? 5 on the mixer. So if you hear those popping noises because of the side chaining, I was really trying hard to get rid of that, and I was definitely having trouble doing that. So I guess bass, like as far as bass goes, it would be better in this program to side chain it with a plugin like Kickstart or a compressor, like the way I would do it in Logic, because it's definitely way smoother. This one, with volume, I was having trouble getting rid of those pops. As fun as it was shaping the sidechain with the volume automation, I definitely would do sidechain bass with a compressor. So but as far as how I made it, just a sine wave, 8 voices, kept the retrigger on. By default, you should look something like this with the saw wave. I pulled it down to sine wave, and you should also have one by default, one voice when you go to menu initialize. I put it up to 8 voices. I put the decay up because I wanted it a long decay, but not an open decay. Distortion, overdrive, I put this much. And I made that nice 808. Now, as far as the kick, I want to show you the kick. And I want to show you all the drums now. Pattern 8. Doing this with patterns is so difficult to me. It's like I'm so used to Logic and just having everything on a different region. But now, like, you stack them up in according to patterns. It's very tough to get used to. That kick is actually one of the new kicks that comes with FL Studio when you buy the new FL Studio 12. No, it's not in there. Where is it? Drums. These drums are fucking awesome. I love them. And like, if you watch my Logic videos, you know I'm a fan of generic samples that come with the platform, because I like to edit them and make awesome loops out of this. I don't think you need third party sample packs. As long as you have a generic sample pack, you can layer them, do whatever you want, and they can sound great. Like, all these kicks it comes with, like, I think are fucking awesome, and I'll probably won't end up getting new sample packs because I have these and I don't need a new sample pack. you get like, and you get like hundreds of them too. So I just picked a drum out of there or a kick out of there, and this is the kick that I took out of here. It's very hollow sounding. I liked the sound of it because of it was hollow and had nice high end to it. Not too much high end, but like a hollow high end. What else we got here? Oh shit. I'm gonna just turn this off. So this is the one snare I took from over here, and I didn't add anything to it besides I cut the low end out of it. I had this, which sounds great for trap, layered with, why isn't this coming through? I'm so bad at this. Hold on. Do I have two layered on the same thing? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is what I layered that last sound with. Kind of like a trappy, very trappy snare. I put Convolver on it too. It's just like a big, like, I guess it's just like a big reverb plugin. Yeah, I was really satisfied with the sound I got layering both of them. And then this will be the hi-hat. Sounds like that, and of course I got it out of the generic samples they give you, which to me aren't that generic, but I do like them. I like them a lot. So that is all the drums, and then I added some atmospheric hits right in here. I didn't put them into a piano roll, but I didn't have to. And these, track 9, I'll solo these for you. If we go into 9, oh, still getting used to this, guys. This was supposed to make a sound. Don't know why it's not. Oh yeah, I know why. Because that's on number 10. So that's the first sound, and this reverb tail ends when it gets to this next one. And this next one sounds like this. And then it does that first one again, and it does this one again. And what basically they do is add to the atmosphere. Without those, it sounded really empty, or it does sound really empty. And then basically what you do is you take an EQ. Well, it doesn't look like I did it, but usually what I would do is I take the EQ and boost the high end of the EQ spectrum. So down to the samples pattern. Which are these guys. I'm gonna stop the solo thing. Oh, you could click those things to solo and unsolo, those green things. Here I'm like pressing solo and solo one at a fucking time. I'm an idiot. Anyway. Yeah, whatever. I'm just learning. But so if we do this guy, I want to show you. I took this bitch's voice from over here. It had her vocal down here.
Movement infection. Come on.
This one was her saying "oh yeah," and I messed around with it. So now it sounds like that. But then I chorded it, like kind of made it a chord. And I want you guys to hear this because it fucking sounds awesome. I had to tune it to this project because it was not tuned to the project. That took me a minute, but eventually I got it. So now it's the same chords as this other synthesizer that I'll show you. So it sounds like really, really awesome. Like it's an awesome background sound, and you jack up the reverb, side chain it so it's like ducking with the kick, and you get like a really cool product out of that. What else the hell, man? Sound Goodizer. That's a fun plugin. It makes everything crispy, and it's like a pretty corny name, but it works pretty fucking awesome. So I had fun using that. And I'll show you what these sound like with and without that. I would say it's kind of like a distortion in a way. As far as what it does to the upper spectrum of the equalizer, but yeah, that's that. So now what? Where's my... I want to show you the layer that I actually originally had that on. And it's a cool sounding sound too. So it's this. Nope. Why isn't this playing? Oh, because I have. Gotta find out which mixer this is on. 11. So I'm gonna solo these two for you. So this sound will be... Let me turn off this voice. This is the sound I started out as the lead, but I ended up changing it because it wasn't aggressive enough. I had it wide open like that with the phaser, and all it is a few saw waves, different octaves, with the arpeggiator. That's not really doing anything anymore because I had the gate all the way open, but if it used to sound like this, which I'm not gonna lie, sounds pretty fucking cool. But then I ended up changing it down to a half, throwing the gate all the way up, and now it sounds like that. But then I did that, and of course I sidechained it to the kick, and that's why it ducks, like you hear it ducking. So what happened was I had that on top of the bass line when it dropped, and it didn't sound aggressive. It didn't even sound like future bass aggressive. It sounded more like a background track to like an interview, and I don't like tracks that sound like that. So I layered it with that vocal, and then I put that extra lead on it. What else? I'm trying to think. Did I show you everything? I have these sidechaining one of these synths. I guess I'll show you those. Where are they at? whatever, I can't find them. Oh wait, synth number 2, that's why. Pattern, synth number 2. And then if I open this, I should find it. Here we go. I use Harmless to make one of these, because I want a Harmer, but it's $150 away, and I just spent a lot of money getting FL Studio running and on Parallels so I can run FL Studio on a Mac. And I don't have enough money for Harmer yet, but I will get it. So these, I'm going to show you what these sound like. And I'm going to solo number 8. So that's not originally what it sounds like. Is some kind of LFO or some kind of yeah, pretty much an LFO and an arpeggiator. But what you hear is these volume automations that are acting like an LFO. I just made it with like a volume through volume automation. If I jack this up, yeah, you just mess around, shape whatever kind of LFO you want through the volume automation, and it sounds like that. So I think that's everything. That's how I made this drop. Since this is my first FL Studio video, I would like feedback on it. If I didn't show you stuff that I should have shown you on this, or some style video you would want to see me do in FL Studio, definitely leave that in the comments, because I'm new to FL Studio. Like I said, I've only been using it for 5 days. So I don't know what you guys want to see as far as FL Studio besides what I do in Logic. So if you have any requests or any forms of feedback, definitely give me that feedback, and I'll look into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and that'll be the end of the video. So thanks for watching, guys. Haha, just kidding. Wait, how the fuck do you do this? There we go.